What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news, and I'm very excited to tell you guys that Nicolas Pepe's agent finally opened up on his future, and Liverpool are heavily linked with Nicolas Pepe. We are one of the favorites, but there are other clubs going for his signature. Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich are also wanting to buy Nicolas Pepe. So let me know in the comments below, do you want Liverpool to sign Nicolas Pepe? What would be a fair price for him? Do you think that Liverpool need an attacking player this summer, or who else do you want Liverpool to sign in the transfer window? Let me know. And also, if you enjoy these types of transfer updates, leave a like. It just takes a second, really helps me out and shows me that you guys enjoy these videos. So I really want Nicolas Pepe to sign for Liverpool, because he would be perfect for us. He is very similar to Sadio Mane. He can do everything that Mane or Salah is doing at Liverpool, and he could play in any of the front three positions. And not only that, but he's a young player, so his potential is brilliant, it's great, and he already has a very good goal scoring ratio. He scored 14 goals 2 seasons ago and 22 goals last season. And only Mbappe scored more goals in the French league than Nicolas Pepe. And now that the Ivory Coast is out of the Africa Cup of Nations, you can expect Nicolas Pepe's future to be decided, to be resolved in the next few days or next few weeks, because after Ivory Coast got eliminated, Pepe is free to negotiate with anybody really. Nicolas Pepe's agent, who is called Samir Kiat, has given an interview about his agent, about his player, about his client. So let's see what he says in an interview. This is what he said. So Nicolas is open to everything. The aim is for him to sign in the right place. Paris Saint-Germain is a definite possibility. I cannot say on the 12th of July that he will sign for PSG. Today all parties need to reach an agreement. Lille, the buying club, and us, his representatives as well. There are exchanges and discussions. He's wanted by a considerable number of clubs. For him, the most important thing is to be wanted and to go to a good club in which he will play and continue to progress. And I think there is a very good possibility that Liverpool will go for Nicolas Pepe. We have been heavily linked with him. Many journalists, including Buhafsi, have said that Liverpool have talked to Nicolas Pepe's agent, and this is basically confirmation that the agent have been in contact with Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. So the big question is, who will win the race to sign him? And I think Nicolas Pepe would want to go to a club where he would play regularly. And Bayern Munich, just lost Robben and Ribéry, so that maybe makes them a little bit slight favorites to sign Nicolas Pepe. But Liverpool would also need Nicolas Pepe in case, anything happens with Mane or Salah in terms of injuries, tiredness, and also Firmino can't play every single game up front. So I think there is a scenario where Nicolas Pepe would get about 30 to 40 games this season, and we could rotate the front three, and basically every game or every other game one of them could sit it out. And what the awesome benefit it would give is that Liverpool wouldn't have to alter their playing style. It has been a big complaint that when Shaqiri or Origi or somebody else plays up front for Liverpool or on the wing, Liverpool have to play a little bit differently. But with Nicolas Pepe, that wouldn't be the case. He is a very similar player to Mane, with his skill set, his pace, his power, and he also likes to cut inside. His favorite position is on the wing, but he can play up front as well. And also Mane and Salah have played up front for Liverpool previously, so they could interchange between each other. And this is a very promising, that if Nicolas Pepe signs for Liverpool, he could get a lot of playing time, because he wanted to sign for a club, he himself said, where the fullbacks are overlapping the wingers, so he would have the defender's attention divided between himself and the fullback, so he would have more space to operate in, more space to attack the goal and to shoot and to score. And I think Nicolas Pepe is a very smart player in terms of he already had a lot of thinking before he signed for Lille 2 seasons ago. So he is very particular in picking his next club. He always thinks ahead and he only wants a club where he would flourish. He takes into account the club's playing style, the club's ability to win trophies, and I'm not sure what Nicolas Pepe's personal preference is, because he hasn't come out and said anything. He didn't really confirm that he wants to play in the Premier League or in the French League or in the Bundesliga. If I was Nicolas Pepe, of course I would sign for Liverpool, because at the moment I think Liverpool are the strongest out of these 3 clubs, but the potential at Bayern and Paris Saint-Germain is similar, that they have many chances to win trophies. Bayern usually win their league, Paris Saint-Germain usually win their league, so it would be a given that Nicolas Pepe would win quite a few league titles. But at Liverpool he could win the Premier League as well, and he could win the Champions League. We are great at winning the Champions League, let's be honest, so I really hope that Nicolas Pepe makes the smart decision of signing for Liverpool, but I will keep you updated. And also the Lille president confirmed that Nicolas Pepe had talks with his agent, but not with the club, in terms of other clubs haven't bid for Nicolas Pepe's club Lille. Other clubs haven't proposed concrete offers to Lille as of yet. I think it's safe to say we are waiting on what Nicolas Pepe's personal preference is, and I'm not sure if this is the right way, that Nicolas Pepe and his agent are talking with all the clubs, and once they see which one suits Nicolas Pepe the most, they will let that club know, and then that club bids for the player and approaches Lille and tries to work out a transfer fee. But that's the kind of situation and that's the kind of transfer market world that we live in. What is very encouraging is that the Lille president admitted that talks between Nicolas Pepe's agent and Liverpool have taken place. This is what he said: "I know there have been discussions with the player, but not with us, Lille, as a club. Liverpool have players in those positions, and I read that maybe there were players who could leave or not. I am not particularly focused on Liverpool, but it is true that there have been discussions with agents," and I think he's referring to here Nicolas Pepe's agent and Liverpool's representatives as well. And Jurgen Klopp confirmed in a recent interview that Sepp van den Berg, our new signing, will play in the first team, and he will have a first team role next season, so he will not go into the under 23 squad, but he will train with the first team and get his opportunities when the time is right in the League Cup and in the Premier League as well. But Sepp van den Berg couldn't play against Tranmere Rovers because Liverpool are still waiting for FIFA clearance to go through, and that is when Sepp van den Berg is officially available to play for Liverpool. So Klopp insisted that is just a minor obstacle, and van den Berg will still play a part next season, and this is what he said: "It depends, I opened the door, but the boys have to go through that door still. He's a wonderful player, Van den Berg, but because of FIFA rules he's not available in the moment, but we have other good players. He thought his future should be here, and I thought the same, so now he's here and now let's work together." He's 17 years old, but when you see him you forget that instantly. Just my comment, because he's so tall. Jurgen Klopp was surprised when he met him, how tall he is. But Jurgen Klopp also said he's 17, so there is a lot to learn. The good thing is he has the most time to do so, so everything will be fine. And I'm very encouraged by that. Sepp van den Berg, will have a part to play next season, and I'm really looking forward to watching him play and how good he is. And Steve Nicol, the former Liverpool player who won multiple league titles and Champions Leagues with Liverpool, is a pundit for ESPN, and he said some interesting words about Liverpool. He said City still have a stronger squad than Liverpool. Actually, they have added a real strong piece in Rodri, in my opinion. So you could say that they have actually got stronger since last year. Considering that Man City won the title, yes, it's theirs to lose, and Liverpool is to try and take that extra step. I think Liverpool need to strengthen. I think they need to strengthen at centre-back, and they need to figure out a way of getting goals from the middle of the park. That will make the difference. I agree with Steve Nicol that Liverpool should strengthen the squad, but I don't think at centre-back. I think we need to strengthen the squad at attacking midfield / winger position, and maybe sign a backup left back. But at the moment we have Klein and Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. If we don't sell Klein, then we will be fine for next season. And at left back we have Robertson and James Milner. If it's needed, he can play left back as well. But Larouci, the young left back, was very impressive for me in pre-season, so maybe he can be a backup left back next season as well. But Steve Nicol said there is an odd man out of the Liverpool squad, and that is Adam Lallana. This is what he said. I think it's pretty clear the odd man out in that squad is Lallana. At his best, he can give you a little sparkle, but unfortunately in his time at Liverpool he's not really been at his best very often. So right now, for me, he's the one completely on the out. And Steve Nicol commented on Oxlade-Chamberlain. This is what he said. When the Ox got his injury, he was arguably one of Liverpool's best players at the time. It's an interesting time to see whether he can recover completely from his injury, and can he recover the form that he was showing. The form he was showing was not the form at Arsenal. This was not the Oxlade-Chamberlain of Arsenal. This was a completely transformed player. At Arsenal he looked one-dimensional, the Ox, but when he came to Liverpool, all of a sudden he did all types of different things. And just my comment, I agree, it's always a worry to see whether, you know, the player who had a serious injury after 1 year out, can he get back to the same level? But I think he can. He just needs time. Building up his fitness and match sharpness takes time, and he needs probably a run of games to do it. And he will have many opportunities next season to get back to the same level. So good luck to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Really looking forward to that. And Steven Gerrard apparently has claimed that there is only one club that he would leave Rangers for. The Mirror's chief football writer John Cross said this about Steven Gerrard, and I quote, Steven Gerrard has been busy in the transfer market this summer, and he's also proving his long-term commitment to Rangers. Several of the new signings have asked about his personal plans after an impressive first season as manager, and former England captain Gerrard has told them all the same thing. The only club he would leave the Scottish Giants for is Liverpool. That possibility would seem some distance off just yet, with Jurgen Klopp happily in charge, but shows Anfield great Gerrard could one day emulate Frank Lampard, and by returning to his boyhood hero club, Liverpool. So I'm really excited about this. I'm not sure how long Jurgen Klopp is at Liverpool. I suspect another 3 to 4 years. And I want Jurgen Klopp to stay at Liverpool for as long as possible. But one day, inevitably, sadly, Jurgen Klopp will leave Liverpool. And I hope that in the next 4 years, Steven Gerrard will get enough experience as the manager of Rangers or the manager of another club to actually build up his knowledge base and his reputation, and also his experience level as a manager. Let me stress that, as a manager, to take over at Liverpool, because I think he could be the perfect replacement for Jurgen Klopp if he has 5 years experience at least at the top level. And Rangers is a top level club. They are playing in the Europa League regularly, and they are also playing and trying to win the title in the Scottish Premier League. Of course, it's a lot different than the Premier League, in England, but I think if Gerrard could get another 4 years experience at Rangers, he could be ready to take over at Liverpool. But that's a long way away. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this topic with you guys. And Steven Bergwijn, who is a PSV winger, he believes that Van Dijk is an absolute beast for Liverpool, and he gave some very good compliments to Van Dijk. And this is what he said: "Of course it is good to be able to measure myself against Van Dijk in training with the national team, but not just Virgil, they all play for massive clubs, the Netherlands team. I learn from all of them really. They all have a lot of experience and almost everyone plays for a big club. And Van Dijk is considered a major contender for this season's Ballon d'Or after, you know, helping Liverpool win the Champions League. And I think Van Dijk, personally, I think Van Dijk should win the Ballon d'Or, but we shall wait and see who wins that. We have to wait until the end of the year to find that out." And UEFA announced an absolute monumental, massive prize pot of £2.3 billion for European competitions, that is Champions League and Europa League and Super Cup next season. Last season, the Champions League, Europa League and Super Cup generated about £3 billion in total revenue, but UEFA's costs and the payments for clubs that failed to reach the group stages will add up to more than £600 million. As a result, clubs competing in the Champions League and in the European Super Cup, which Liverpool will compete in, will share more than £1.8 billion, with the rest reserved for the Europa League. Liverpool and Chelsea will earn just over £3 million each for reaching the Super Cup final in Istanbul, with the winners collecting an extra £900,000. So it's just 3.9 million for winning the European Super Cup. And it's not a lot of money, but it's still a considerable amount if you take into account that Liverpool, it all adds up. And if Liverpool can win the European Super Cup and collect another 3.9 million, that's on top of already winning the Champions League. So that would be really, really good for Liverpool. I really hope that we will have the strongest possible team available to play Chelsea, but Chelsea will be without Eden Hazard, but they are still a dangerous team, so we shall wait and see what kind of form we arrive in for that game. And thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.